In between the last video we recorded and this video that we are currently recording, you asked for 4 minutes away, and then you promptly put yourself on mute, got on the phone, and then you promptly took yourself off mute, got off the phone, and said, "Okay, I'm back. I'm also that boy. I just booked a 40K deal. Now I want to talk about Yaxel's body language." So I feel like just the floor should be yours at this point. The world is your oyster. I go where you tell me.
So I have a theory that I have been cooking up for a little over 48 hours now. First of all, I need to get a good feel on where you're at. Uh, you like Yaxel Lendeborg, right?
Am I on a lie detector test or am I not?
You are on a lie detector test.
Inconclusive. I am
Inconclusive,
I am annoyed with Yaxel Lendeborg right now.
which checks my theory out 100%. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Here's the connection. I think that me and Yaxel Lendeborg operate the same. And that's why I annoy and frustrate you sometimes. You can't tell me that I wouldn't be the person to say that I'm doing something 60-40 yesterday, and someone asked me like, well, yesterday you said 60-40, and my response is, for real? I said that? Huh. Well, actually I'm more like 50-50, but that's crazy that I said that. Uh, and that brings me to this theory that, I think that Yaxel is, and I think you know this, he's 100% loving this whole charade. And I don't necessarily think I looked at him as that player coming before the combine, but I think he is absolutely basking and loving all this that is surrounding Yaxel being the talking points, right? And I'm not even saying that's bad. I'm not using that as like a down point to him whatsoever. But there definitely is a little twinkle in his eye, a little twinkle in his Wolverine profile picture, that the fact that the big talking point at the combine and in college basketball is what is Yaxel Lendeborg going to do? Because that wasn't really a concern. The only time we brought up Yaxel with UAB is one, incredible numbers at a low mid major, or I'm sorry, not a low mid major, a mid major, or whether Dane Danger was stuffing them in a locker or not. So like this whole charade, I guess, even though that's the wrong word, he's basking in it and he's enjoying it and he's loving it, and he should be. But as a Michigan fan, like yourself, gotta be driving you nuts.
Sure. It's complicated in a variety of ways. I'm going to speak honestly. I always will. I don't really bullshit with this. And I think if you've watched the last couple of days on the channel, you've been able to tell that I'm getting fatigued with this entire conversation at this point. But let me start with the important part of this that is going to remain true whether he decides to play at Michigan or decides to go to the NBA. Yaxel Lendeborg is awesome. He seems like an awesome player. He has aura, for lack of a better way to describe it, which I think is part of this whole side of him that is soaking this up, Cart, right? Like he carries himself like a superstar. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, 100%.
He pulled up to the combine, like, yeah, all eyes on me. Come here. Let's talk, media. Let's go. Let's
His
do it.
name's Yaxel, Greg.
Right. And I think that's fun. I think that will be fun for him when he gets to the NBA. I think that would be a fun side of him to see at Michigan if he goes there. But it's a reality about part of how he carries himself. And I think he did this at UAB too, just less people were paying attention. He is sort of an alpha's alpha, I think. He likes to be the guy. He carries himself like the guy. And there's some guys who I think could try to carry themselves like the guy, but they don't have the aura that Yaxel has, quite frankly, right? Like you can sniff out when somebody's sort of playing pretend when they're trying to be that guy. I don't think Yaxel's pretending with any of this. Do you?
No, no, this is who he is.
Like he is a character. He is an alpha. He likes the cameras. He likes the big bright lights, and he has the game to back it up, which makes it all worth it. It makes it fun. As a Michigan fan, speaking for me myself, Greg Waddell here, I'm annoyed. I'm fatigued by this. I don't know how you could not be, but I've also been the guy who's sort of isolated from other Michigan fans since before this whole cycle, even where I don't love the approach of giving a guy $4 million and waiting. I haven't loved that at all. Like to me, if there's a $4 million offer on the table for Yaxel, it should have been You take the offer or you don't. And there's an expiration date maybe before the combine, right? Now, I understand that was never serious. If they put that offer on the table for Yaxel, he wouldn't take it. But I've been very clear from the jump. I don't agree with the way Dusty May has gone about this. I think it leaves Michigan in a really vulnerable spot. And I straight up don't like that my program and my team and my coach are being held hostage by a guy who seemingly loves the spotlight and can't make up his mind. The last time that this happened was Josh Christopher with Juwan Howard. And I think, quite frankly, the way Michigan has approached this with the Axel, it all feels very Juwan Howard-ish. Feels very like, oh, we got our guy. Let's just give him millions of dollars. And he's our guy. He might not be your guy. And if that happens, Dusty's going to get very loud criticism from me. I don't care about anybody else. I will blast this. I think it was a horrible plan that might work out, quite frankly. This may work out. And if it works out, Dusty May will be able to hold that over all of us as this massive win. But it doesn't change for me that it's way too risky of a plan with how they've gone about it for my liking. Now, do you want to pivot to what we think is going to happen? Because he said a lot at day 2 of the combine. As you made mention of, on day 1, he said he was 60-40 Michigan. On day 2, he made sure to update that and said he's 50-50. I think there are some serious things you can take away from what he said at day 2. I also think I have a general stance that all of this is being overread a little bit. But what's your general stance on everything he said on day 2? This video is presented by Underdog Fantasy, and they've got a free pick tonight that you're going to want to take advantage of. Anthony Edwards to score over 0.5 points. Ant scores every single playoff game, as far as I know. Cart, has he ever not scored?
Not since I've been alive, and that's 32 years for those wondering out there.
That pick sounds extremely free. Promo code SLEEPERS as a first-time depositor at Underdog Fantasy. You can get up to $1,000 in bonus bets and a free pick. This is the shortest ad read we've ever done. You're welcome. Back to the video.
So I don't know if I don't know if you expect me to go this way, but I've been like, Yaxel, go be great, go be a pro, right?
Yeah.
Um, Here's my angle now that actually I think helps you out. Yaxel's loving, like I said, you said he's loving this Yaxel, show, basically, right? He's loving all this. He can continue this at Michigan. In the NBA, this will go away this year because he'll just be Yaxel in the NBA, right? He's not going to be. There's going to be a lot of other talking points, a lot of other star players, and I think Yaxel could be a good pro. I don't think he's ever going to be a star in the NBA or that level of a player. He can continue to go to college and let this be the show, and it be the Yaxel show, and him be the big man on campus, and him do photo shoots with Bryce Underwood or some shit. Like that's something that he would probably revel in and he would enjoy. And if he wants to continue doing that, he probably could do that more so at Michigan than he could in the NBA. Now, if you listen to the words about like what he wants, like if he gets a guarantee, a promise, or whatever he's looking for necessarily, he could possibly get that. But I'm talking just even outside of basketball, the whole like Yaxel show spotlight on me, that would fly a lot more in college than it would in the NBA, given who he is.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're completely right. So I gave a body language PhD ruling when he did the 60-40 thing that basically said I hated it because Yaxel loves him some Yaxel, and I don't trust this guy. That was my read. I still think that's the completely correct read. Yaxel loves Yaxel. He's enjoying every second of this, as he should. He's entitled to. But I don't think you can really put much stock in anything that he's saying. Because I think every 5 seconds, Yaxel is changing what he's saying. I think yesterday he gave one answer to Borzello that was different than what he gave to Gavoni, that was different than what he said in front of Sweeney. Like, I think he's constantly changing what he's saying here. And the only constant here is, yeah, I would love Michigan, but everyone's dream is the NBA. It's going to be tough. I'm going to take it to the deadline. Like that's all this is. Now, I can step back and maybe you can call me out if you think I'm wrong here, but here's my general takeaways. I think if you are a Michigan fan hoping he comes to Michigan, you shouldn't feel like this week has gone bad for you. Even though he's measured great and he looked great in the scrimmages, this is why, Cart. There are 7 other guys that are in Yaxel's same situation at the combine basically like, yeah, they have a financial offer to return to college, or they can go be a late first round pick. All of those guys, we did a video on it this morning. Every single one of those guys said, I'm 100% in on the draft. The door's closed. Yaxel's not saying that. Now,
Well, okay, but there's a reason he's not saying that though.
$4 million is the reason.
No, but okay, that is the reason, but also that closes the show. That's curtain down.
Yeah, but like
We got to keep this going.
it's more serious is the point. And I think that that's a very fair distinction, even if Yaxel is handling this in a tension seeking way. Like his option to return to college is more serious than all of the other guys in his shoes. Now, you and I are in a group chat with somebody who was at the combine yesterday, and we shot him a text at the end of the night. It was just like, give me your gut feel after talking to Yaxel in person. What do you think? And this person said, man, I, something in me says it feels like he's going to go back to Michigan, but I don't know why. Because all logic says he should leave. And I think that's sort of where we're at right now, right? Like, all logic says that Yaxel should do what the other six guys in his position are doing: close the door on college and go be a first round pick. But Yaxel's not doing that. And in my opinion, he's largely not doing it because Michigan made a bigger offer than all these other schools did for who they're trying to get. He has $4 million in front of him to go to Michigan, Cart. That's not something anybody else at the combine currently has in front of them. So that should make your decision a lot harder than it is. And again, I'm annoyed that he's not just running through a wall to take the $4 million, but that's the situation here. Can we read into some of the specific quotes that he said yesterday?
I mean, even if I said no, I know we're going to.
All right, so here's a couple here. He backtracked the 60-40 thing. And this is what he told where was the update? I think he told Borzello this. He basically said, yeah, people really ran with that 60-40 thing. Isaac Trotter has the quote on it. He said, I know I just said 60-40 with Michigan, but this whole process is opening my eyes. I'm pretty even. I love Michigan. I love the idea of going over there and developing, but the NBA is what everybody wants. I'm dead in the middle now. Quicksand. It's hard. What a quote. Thanks,
What?
Yax.
Appreciate. I'm also dying at the man. Y'all really hung up on that 60-40, huh? Yeah, you said it.
Right.
We are.
Right. Yeah, I'm super stuck. Quicksand, whatever you want to call it. I'm stuck in between for sure. So here's my read on this. I think his agent must have talked to him after the 60-40 on day one and been like, dog, what are you doing?
Relax.
Like there is zero benefit to going and telling the media that you're leaning Michigan. Stop. Like you are at the NBA combine. You want to say it's a tough decision, say it's a tough decision, but walk that shit back. That's my read. And I think he intentionally walked the shit back, whether he means it or not. I don't know. Look, even do I think there's a difference between 60-40 and 50-50? No. No. Yaxel is torn. He's torn between taking $4 million and he's torn between just going. All logic says he should probably just go. Something within this kid is not wanting to do that easily. So I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm fatigued, but I feel like there were a lot of people tagging me being like, oh, it went down 10%. Are you screwed? Like, no. Nothing has changed from day one to day two, other than Yaxel is getting more and more abstract about how he lays out his choice here.
It's gonna be something to see.
Kids just want to be Josh Christopher these days, man.
Hey, look, Jacob was a enigma.
Yeah, worked out well for him, didn't it?
Shout out to Isaiah
Is he
Todd.
still hooping?
I don't know when summer league is, but sure.
When's the fashion week?
Oh, hey, he does put that shit on.
Yeah, maybe he can get an invite this year. I don't know. We'll see. But all right, Yaxel, just good luck, I guess. I don't know. I'm so tired.